Hi, hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Karina and today we're going to have the Illumicrate prompt cards help me choose my November TBR. Happy November! I hope October treated you well and spooky season was everything that you wanted it to be. Can't believe we're here yet again for another monthly TBR. I'm excited because the weather starts cooling down where I live and it starts to really feel like autumn. I'm very much going to be embracing that vibe for the TBR for the month. I know I was a little MIA in October, but I had some life things going on, all good things. I just got a little bit overwhelmed in the best of ways. You'll find out a little bit more about that in my Swooniversary vlog. Just stay tuned for that. I am in shock yet again that we're choosing another TBR and very excited. I'm very excited to see what the month has in store. Before we can get into the card pulls, I am going to talk to you about the book clubs that I have for the month of November that I know I'm going to be picking up. The first one being the Swoony Readers pick, which is the romance book club that I co-host alongside Dana and KAYLANI, and in the month of November we are going to be reading If It Makes You Happy by Julie Olivia. Now I have the indie cover, but this is what the traditional cover looks like. She's beautiful, she's stunning, and I'm so excited to be jumping into this one. So in the story, we're following Michelle, who takes over her mother's bed and breakfast. And while she's here, she meets the handsome next door neighbor, who is also a single dad, and his name is Cliff. And Cliff kind of helps Michelle on the business side of things and kind of improve her baking skills and just things that make running this bed and breakfast even more successful. And of course there's some tension there. There's, you know, a forced proximity element and maybe the two don't get along at first, but it's a romance, so we all know what's going to happen. The only problem is that Michelle is only here for a brief stay before she lands her dream job in Seattle. So that obviously causes some turmoil and forces Michelle to kind of make a big decision and realize what she really wants for her future. I'm very excited for this one. It's said to give 90s nostalgia vibes, very small town Gilmore Girl-esque vibes as well, and I'm on board. The live show is going to be on Tuesday, November 18th at 6 p.m. EST as well, and that is also going to be on KAYLANI's channel. You'll find both KAYLANI and Dana's information down below, as well as the Swoony Readers Instagram and Discord, and I hope to see you there. The next book club I'm going to talk to you guys about is for the Fiction Falls book club that you know is hosted by my friends Clint and Amanda, and in the month of November they're going to be picking up North is the Night by Emily Rath. This one is definitely giving winter vibes, so I'm excited to be picking it up. So I don't know too much about this one. I know that it features Finnish mythology and is following a pair of best friends. One needs to save the other from the underworld. That's not a lot of information to go off of. I like to go in with, you know, not a thorough knowledge of the synopsis. I like to kind of go in blind. So I'm excited to be picking this up, and she's a little thick, so hopefully I can get to it in a timely manner. I'm gonna leave the hosts and their Instagram down below so that you can stay up to date on all the information, but I'm very excited to be picking this up. I know that was a quick little rundown, but I only have those two mandatory reads for the month. I have a long list of hopefuls and some buddy reads, so we're gonna see if I can get those onto the actual TBR. But first, let's go ahead and recap my last TBR video, and that was for the month of September. So let's see how I did. So I did have a challenge prompt for the month of September, which was no socials for 24 hours. These 5 were the books that I selected for the prompt cards, and I will say that I did have to do quite a few switcheroos. So these are the books that I ended up picking up to fulfill the prompt cards. I'm happy to report that I was in fact able to complete the TBR as well as the challenge prompt for the month. Good news, that's fantastic news. So since I was unable to actually put up a TBR for October, I think I'm gonna go ahead and just spin the challenge wheel once. Will I regret this? Time will tell. Time will tell. I'm fully aware that this challenge not needed whatsoever. However, the autumn vibes are kind of taking over and I'm feeling a little spicy. So we're gonna do a challenge wheel spin. So we're gonna go ahead and shuffle the slices just to kind of randomize things. So let's go ahead and screen record and get this unnecessary challenge wheel spin out the way. I'm just, you know, the autumn vibes took over. So let's see if it's gonna be on my side. Okay, this one's always fun because it allows me no control. but it's just forcing me to pick up a book that I may or may not select for myself. So now that we have all that taken care of, it is time for us to pull our cards as well as get our randomly selected book. And you know, for that we need the TBR cards. Please hold as I rearrange. She looks like she wants to run me over right now, so please hold. I always select 5 prompts and 5 books off of the card, but since we have a random number generator selecting our first book, that's just going to be an extra book, so I will technically have 6 books on this mandatory TBR. So let me get the count and we're going to get our number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 15. This is what I need to do, is notate how many books are on each shelf. 1, we have 15. Shelf 2, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Shelf 3, we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So I have a total of 43 books on the TBR card. Let's go ahead and randomly select our number so we can then choose the book it correlates to. So let me screen record so I don't forget the number. So we have 43 books total, and let's see what our number is. Number 10, so that's on the top. Wow, I lucked out there, didn't I? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Oh, hello. That's perfect because it is a library book. But our randomly selected book on the cart is Hemlock and Silver by T. Kingfisher. Hemlock and Silver, I know, is inspired by Snow White. That's kind of all I know about it. But it has some beautiful end pages. Obviously, I can't see the whole thing because it's a library copy. But she's cute, she's stunning. I'm excited that this is going to make me prioritize it because library books, I just never know if I'm gonna get to them, so this is very exciting. Before I pick my cards, you know that I like to set some manifestations in hopes that the universe helps me out and does me a solid. So let's see. For November, I think my manifestations are going to be to fit buddy reads into the prompts, please, because I do have quite a few on the list and I would like to prioritize them. Next, I would like to manifest some fantasy because I feel like fantasy is going to be perfect as we transition from autumn to winter. Lastly, I would like to see some book box picks, whether that's book of the month, aardvark, just some of the various subscription boxes. That's it. Subscription boxes on the prompt cards because I just feel like I could always be doing better at picking those up throughout the month, so I'd be happy with that. Let's see what prompt number 1 will be. Okay, let's stop here. Ooh, okay, it says a book that has enemies to lovers. Okay. Enemies to lovers. You know, I know this is a popular trope, it's just not my personal favorite, but let's see what we have. I feel like choosing a reread is cheating, right? Damn, this is such a hard one. I feel like I can't plan for it. Okay, let me consult my graphic. Oh, ooh, okay. Let's see, please someone shelve that as enemies to lovers. Oh! Okay, okay. So I'm just gonna tell you the one option that I have for a book with enemies to lovers because it's a buddy read and I'm so freaking stoked for it. And that book is The Wolf King by Lauren Pelfrayman. Now, I don't know if that's how you say it, but I'm so excited. This one has been so hyped and it is getting a deluxe edition that does release in November, but I already have it on KU, so this is gonna be perfect. I'm just gonna read the first sentence in the synopsis. It says, when a princess is kidnapped by an alpha, war rages between the humans and the wolves. But soon, forbidden attraction starts to grow. That's it. That's all I need. The amount of hype and just rave reviews that I've seen and I've heard lately surrounding this book and this series as a whole is incredible. So I gotta go with it, and I'm going to. And that's gonna be my book for enemies to lovers. TBR. Starting off with a bang. So let's see what prompt number 2 is going to be. Ooh, here we go. Let's stop there. Okay, prompt number 2. We have the newest book on your shelf. The newest book on your shelf. I've been getting so spoiled with this. And the newest book that I have on my shelf actually came out this week. So let me show you what it is. I wasn't entirely planning on picking it up this soon, but this is perfect. I'm just gonna go ahead and just tell you the one that I'm gonna pick because, you know, in my mind, there's only this one option. And that book is Hazelthorn by C.G. Drews. This one was just released on the 28th of October, and I know it's a horror, dark academia, queer romance. And honestly, that's all I need. Talk about a bangin' TBR. Perfect. I promise I usually try to pick options, but since those were like specific and I already have books, you know, in mind, it's just going a little quicker. It's going a little quicker than usual. So let's see what prompt number 3 is going to be. Will you be kind to us yet again? All right, that one wasn't a long shuffle, but we have a book with a magical school or college. Is that what it is? Yes. Okay. A book with a magical school or college. So I actually do have 2 options for this one. My first one is one that I've been meaning to read. Well, both of them, honestly, have been on my TBR for a lengthy amount of time. The first one being Blood Over Bright Haven by M.L. Wong. I've wanted to read this. I've wanted to read from this author and have yet to do so, so maybe now's the time. And then I also have Nevernight by J. Kristoff. These are the 2 options that I have on my cart, and they're both on the top tier, so very high on my TBR. However, one fits for Buzzword and one is also a buddy read, so I'm gonna have to choose that. And that book is Nevernight by J. Kristoff. I convinced my bestie to read it with me, so I just feel like this is gonna be the option. And that makes it easy for me. It says, in a land where 3 suns almost never set, a fledgling killer joins a school of assassins. Perfect. Seeking vengeance against the powers that destroyed her family. And I'm excited. I'm so excited because, again, this one's been on the TBR for so long and it's about time I picked the series up. So book number 3 has been solidified. 3 out of 5 prompts selected. Like, I feel like this is going so quick, but so well. And I'm not complaining about that. So what will prompt number 4 be? Why am I shuffling so weird? Okay, we'll stop there. This one is a book with a queer character. That's amazing. I feel like I have quite a few options. The smartest thing for me to do is pick a book club book. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use some brain cells and think ahead. And for a book with a queer character, I am gonna go ahead and slot in North is the Night by Emily Rath. I know this is a sapphic romance, so it's perfect. This TBR has been so kind to me and I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. It's Thanksgiving month and, you know, I'm indebted. I'm indebted to the prompt card. Let's see what the last prompt's gonna be because I'm a little nervous to see what we're gonna end up with. Okay. Should I go for the one sticking out? Let's do it. I'm scared. Okay, we're doing that one. Ooh, okay, so it says a book with a murder mystery. Book with a murder mystery. Okay, this one I do have some options, I think. For this last prompt, I actually do have a few options, so let's go through them. My first option is A Treachery of Swans by A.B. Pornick. I had to make sure I got the title right. I've been wanting to read this one for so long and I feel like we're still in the autumnal season, fresh off of spooky season, and this is going to give me like the atmosphere that I still crave during this time. And this is the stunning Illumicrate edition, so a very good option. The next option is one I've already talked about, and that is Blood Over Bright Haven by M.L. Wong. I had to Google if this had a murder mystery in it and it did say yes, so that's what I'm going off of, okay? Last but not least, I do have Broken Country by Claire Leslie Hall. This one I've been wanting to read for so long. This one has been hyped since it came out earlier this year, and I have a feeling that there's a good chance this is going to be a contender on the Goodreads Choice Awards. So, okay, I'm drawn to 2, and those are Broken Country and Treachery of Swans. Which one do I choose? This one is a possible buddy read for the month, so I should choose it. But honestly, something about A Treachery of Swans is just, it's just grabbing me. I have 2 great options. from the original 3. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and pick Broken Country for this one. For this one, the blurb says the farmer is dead. He is dead and all anyone wants to know is who killed him. So murder mystery, thank you. Okay, and then I like to read the very end of the synopsis as well because I feel like it kind of sums up the vibe and what to expect. So this one says, a sweeping love story with the pace and twists of a thriller, Broken Country is a novel of simmering passion, impossible choices, and explosive consequences that toggles between the past and present to explore the far-reaching legacy of first love. I feel like I read that so strangely, but this one seems to be leaning a little bit more literary or general fiction, and I feel like that'll be a good mix-up to what I already have on the TBR, so this one is going on the list. What an immaculate chef's kiss TBR we have for the month. Let's go ahead and go over the prompts and what books I selected for each one. The first book on my official TBR is one that I randomly selected by random number generator, and that is going to be Hemlock and Silver by T. Kingfisher. Or the next prompt I chose was a book that has enemies to lovers, and for this one I'll be reading The Wolf King by Lauren Palfreman. Next up, I had the newest book on your shelf, and for this one I selected Hazelthorn by C.G. Drews. The next prompt I got was a book with a magical school or college, and for this one I did select Nevernight by J. Kristoff. So the next prompt I got was a book with a queer character, and for this one I selected North is the Night by Emily Rath. And the very last prompt I got was a book with a murder mystery, and for this one I did select Broken Country by Claire Leslie Hall. This is how the stack's looking currently. Okay, it's always the library books. Okay, so this is how the stack's looking, and honestly, I'm so excited and so stoked about every single book. So in addition to the stack, I have the Wolf King, of course, and honestly, what a freaking bangin' TBR. I'm so excited to jump in. What an awesome month of reading ahead of me. I'm so excited for the stack of books. Thank you so much for watching and hanging out with me today. If you've read any of these, please let me know your thoughts down below. If you're still watching and you want to let me know, feel free to leave any of the leaf emojis in honor of if it makes you happy. I hope you have a lovely day, afternoon, or night whenever you're watching, and I'll see you again soon in another video. Until next time.